Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. I truly appreciate you. Yesterday, I did a video entitled Deal With It. And the gist of that video, just, a quick synopsis of that video, was me expressing the fact that I'm fed up with people behaving in ways that are not conducive to them fixing their issues or dealing with their issues. Instead of dealing with your issues, you choose to drink. Instead of dealing with your issues, you choose to get high. Or you're not taking responsibility for your issues, whatever the case may be. So I basically had a lot to say about that, and I will, I guess, iCard it so that you can see that one if you haven't already. And as an addendum to that video, I am going to speak in transparency, which I typically do anyway, because I believe that in order for me to walk in my purpose, I have to be honest about who I am and what I've gone through and how I've dealt with it. One of the things that I spoke about in yesterday's video was dealing with mental health issues. Because a lot of people are in denial about their mental health. Those who have been struggling with depression and they blow it off as just a little sad, or they are battling with, schizophrenia or bipolar, or they're bipolar, or they're bipolar schizophrenic, or they're dealing with a chemical imbalance, or whatever the case may be. They have this issue, but they're in denial about it. And they're self-medicating by drinking or getting high, or they're just simply in denial and not doing anything about it. I spoke on that because I witnessed that quite a bit. But the depression part, I can directly relate to, because years ago, in my first marriage, I was extremely unhappy. Extremely unhappy. The marriage, I don't know if I should say was falling apart or had fallen apart at this point. I had done everything that I knew to do to repair the marriage, and it just wasn't working. I didn't know what else to do. I was sad all the time, and that's how some people classify their depression. They just classify it as being sad, or just a little melancholy, when it's really a full-blown depression. And I'll try to also link some websites to get help with mental health issues. But people kind of blow it off as, they're just a little down, they're just a little sad, they didn't sleep well, so they don't have any energy, when it's truly a full-blown depression. And so I was in this marriage that was falling apart. I had done everything that I knew to do to repair it, and it still wasn't working. I was under a lot of stress, and when I say a lot of stress, I mean at the end of the marriage, right before the separation, stress had overcome my body so much that I had lost a tremendous amount of weight in a very short period of time. And before I lost the weight, I gained a lot of weight in a short period of time, and then all of a sudden it just started falling off. And I do apologize for for the noise, but you know, this seems to be the only place where I can do my videos and have some peace with doing no interruptions other than my own distractions with traffic. But I got the window down because it's a little warm in here. Anyway, the marriage had fallen apart. I gained a lot of weight, and then I lost a lot of weight. I got really sick. I couldn't hold any food. I just didn't want to function. But I had 3 children that I had to take care of, so I forced myself to function. But outside of what I knew to do as far as the way I was feeling was concerned, outside of the prayer and the meditation and the trying to fix myself, my mood, my feelings, all by myself, I knew that I needed to go see a professional. Excuse me. And that's what I did. I invested in seeing a professional. And after a couple of sessions with this therapist, she recommended that I started taking antidepressants. I am not one that likes taking medicine. But let me add this caveat. If you must take medicine, then take it. If you must take it to survive, to live, to balance your emotions, your feelings, take it. Your mood, take the meds. Please take the meds. For me, I came to this conclusion. When I told the therapist, let me just say this. When the therapist told me that she wanted me to take the antidepressants, I immediately said no. I don't want it. I'm not taking them. You can forget it. And she said basically, look, the way you're going now, if we don't get you the assistance that you need, there's a likelihood that you may never come out of this, or you'll have a harder time coming out of this, because you can't do this on your own. And I understood that. I heard her. And I said, okay, if I have to take them, I will, but I want you to know it's not something I want to do. And she said, okay, let's compromise. I'll give you a sample pack before I give you the prescription. We'll see how you react to the sample pack. And if you don't react in a positive way, then we'll figure out another way to do this. We'll figure out an alternative. I said, cool, I can do that. So I took the sample pack. I think it was maybe somewhere between 7 days and 2 weeks worth of meds. But I'll say this, I didn't finish. What is that cow doing? Oh, Jesus, cow, go back where you belong. I did not finish the whole of the first pack that she gave me. I had 2 packs and I didn't finish one. And I went back to her and I explained to her that I had not finished an entire pack and that I did not like the way that they made me feel. What I took made me sleep, made me non-functioning. I could do nothing. I could do nothing. And my body's very sensitive to medication anyway because I don't take it. I don't take medicine. So when I do take it, my body reacts to it in a much more intense way than I guess the average person that does take medicine on a regular basis. body reacted really funny to the medicine. It made me sleep. I felt like I was dragging. And I just didn't feel right in my body. I just didn't feel right. So I told her all of this. We had a couple of more sessions. She said, okay, you seem to be working well without the medicine as long as we do this, this, and this. And I said, thank you very much. She said, so I'm going to take you off the meds. Took me off the meds, and we had a few more sessions. I learned how to better cope with what was going on. And I empowered myself. I gave myself permission after intense prayer. And I mean intense prayer. And some people will have a problem with this, whether it's a problem because of faith in general, or whether it's a problem because they don't believe that this is possible, even if they are people of faith. I clearly heard while in intense prayer about what was going on and me asking what I needed to do. I clearly heard, I told you to love, not to be a fool. Now, mind you, there's nobody in the room, because I have my most intense prayer sessions in the bathroom. I'm just gonna be honest. I have my most intense prayer sessions in the bathroom because there's no interruption typically in the bathroom. It's just me and the quiet. Whether it's in the shower, whether it's handling some, bodily functions, whatever the case may be, I have my most intense prayer sessions in the bathroom. And I clearly heard, I told you to love, not to be a fool. And what was happening was, I was indeed being a fool. Once I heard that gave me the push I needed to give myself permission to make the next move. So with the counseling, the self-love, intense prayer, I came out of that depression. And then when the marriage finally ended, when we got to the separation part, when we got to we are no longer living together, my stuff is packed and I've moved the children, his stuff is packed and I've told him to come and get it. We did that. I got to my new apartment, and it was just me and my children and our stuff. And I fell into another depression, this time much deeper than the first one. Much deeper than the first depression. I'm sorry, all of that doggone music playing I didn't, hopefully you can't hear it. I fell into a much deeper depression and lay in the bed for a year and only got out to tend to my children, to make sure that they ate, to make sure that they bathed, and to make sure that they got to school and home from school. They had Saturday activities. I made sure they got to their Saturday activities. And then other than that, I was in the bed. I wasn't working. I wasn't in school. I was in the bed. Couldn't function. And one day, I just prayed. And at this time, because of the way that our apartment was set up, I could be in my bedroom and close my doors and not hear really too much on the outside of the doors. So I had a lot of intense prayer sessions during that year. And at one point, I heard get up. And I did. I got out of the bed and I decided to live again. And I haven't been depressed like that ever again since. But I got the help I needed. And that help prescribed, well, she didn't prescribe it, but she gave me samples of medications to assist me. And we figured out that didn't work for me. We figured out what did work, did that, and I got better. I say, and I still battle with it. I'm again, transparency, open and honest. I still battle with it, but no, it's nowhere near that level of intensity. And when it comes on me, I know what I need to do. I know how to handle it. I say all of this to say, get the help you need. Whether it's medical attention, whether it's spiritual attention, whether it's you being able to talk to someone openly and honestly about what's going on without fear of being judged. Get the help you need. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because when it was all said and done, I knew that I needed to be a coach, a life coach, a spiritual life coach. And I take no credit for any of it. I just know that what I went through will help someone else. I know that I went through that struggle so that I could help someone else. I don't fault God. I don't even fault my ex-husband. I don't fault myself. I took the responsibility of the role I played in the failing marriage. I accepted that responsibility, and I work hard to not repeat the mistakes that I made in that marriage. But I also work hard to make sure that my mental health is on point. Of late, dealing with my current husband's health issues and then dealing with my health issues, it has been a bit of a struggle. But the beautiful thing is, again, I know what I need to do to get me back on track. And I do that. I do that. I don't take medicine. And for those who are opposed to chemicals, who are opposed to popping a pill, because that was one of my issues, was because I come from a family of addiction. That was one of my issues, you know, having to deal with becoming dependent upon a chemical solution. There are all natural products that you can take to get your life back on track, and they work. They work. It doesn't work for everyone, the all-natural stuff. Some people absolutely do need the chemical medicines to help, because a lot of times it's a chemical imbalance within them, and the chemical meds will balance them out again, level them off again. Get the help you need. Okay, this car is hot. I'm sitting still. I've got to run into Walmart to pick up some things. And with that, I'll say peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose. And I truly appreciate you.